Hey YouTube fam, what's up? 609 Collector here, coming at you with another video. This time it is of the Neca King Kong. Neca King Kong. On the front we see King Kong, open mouth doing the screamy face. Over here with the surprise face. Back here with the angry face. So you get the two faces, two fisted hands, and some open hands, and the two facial expressions. Alright. We're going to open her up, and there's nothing in there. Why? Because I've already opened up this figure, and I was very surprised and very pleased by it. I saw someone post on there with the original head sculpt on there. It's kind of silly looking. He looks kind of surprised, and it was kind of goofy, but when I saw it in stores and I opened it and realized there was a second head sculpt, I was like, this is awesome, I'm going to get it. So this is the first head sculpt you're going to get. Let me throw some light on here. So the first head sculpt, you can see it's kind of silly. He's got the big open mouth and the wide eyes, kind of looking at you like, oh, when he looks kind of a little doofy, a little scared, but I will say that the detail on this is very nice. You can see inside the mouth, they've painted all the way in there. You have the teeth done, you know, and it looks like it was inserted from the back. And it's just two, that I don't know, that may say one. But it looks like they were able to sculpt the head, paint all this, and then slide it in from the back. That's how they were able to get in there and get such good detail. Teeth are yellow, nice and sharp. You could definitely poke yourself really good with that. Actually, you know, nose cavities are in there. You can pick his nose. And we got scars on the face, got claw marks here on the eyebrows, the cheek, the mouth. The head is painted, you know, it's got his little pointy head and it's brown there. Alright, that's head sculpt number 1. This is actually head sculpt number 2, so I'll pop this off. And we'll look at this real quick and then go over the figure. So again, so this one is done differently. It doesn't look like this was slid in here. I guess his mouth was wide enough they were able to get in there and do everything. There's a big gaping maw. Again, pointy teeth, tongue. Yeah, I guess it'd probably be a little easier to get in there. Paint all this, same thing. Nose, similar scarring. Not so much about the eyebrow, but on the mouth, a little bit more red around the nose, eyes. Got those brown eyes going on there. Cheek scars, scars up there. Nicely done. Nicely done on the eyes as well. This is definitely very ferocious head sculpt. Now it fits into the neck here. It just looks like one really big ball peg down in the bottom, and then a little point up top for the head to go into. But because of the way it is, you don't get a lot of head movement, but you get enough. Alright, let's just look at the body real quick. This is kind of, there's a lot of it's textured all over like fur. There's a lot of paint, some washes, some dry brush. It looks like a lot going on. You got the dark, when you got a lighter, well, you have browns done over it. Dark, and then you got the browns done over it. You have dark on the chest, not as furry there. And then the scars have red going through them, so they look like they're fresh wounds. Not really scars or open wounds. And you get that across the chest and the face, and nowhere else. Alright. One thing I noticed right away, this has double jointed elbows and knees, but they're pinless, which is really nice to see. Alright, so this is the figure as it stands on its own. Gosh, I do have a mat here. Kong he's coming in at just over 7 inches. Yeah, it's like half an inch to the bottom. So yeah, he's about 7.5 inches tall. Now that we're done being clumsy and knocking down our phone, maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. I probably will, because I gotta cut enough photos. I took mad photos of this thing, so I'll just edit that out. Whoops. Alright. So, yeah, I really like it. I like it's very imposing, and for me, I definitely wanted this, because it is hard to find a good gorilla figure. I know Neca did, Planet of the Apes, and you had that old gorilla guy, and he's hard to get. He went for so much money. Luca, like $80 for a gorilla. Nah, man, I'd rather have Kong here. Very good. I'm sure the technology is much better sculpt, double jointed elbows and knees. This really solidifies me wanting the Mezco Conan. Even if you go to Mezco's site and you look at the Mezco Conan, there's a scene where he's fighting, I guess, Kong, and Kong has the red cloak, and it's from the book Rogues in the House. So there are some like ape-like creatures. They're not quite men, not quite apes, but Conan has battled them, and I think it would be cool to have one of these guys go against Conan, or just any other figure in the 1/12 scale. Alright, so we're going to go over the articulation. So we're going to start at the head, actually. Like I showed you, you get the neck peg, you get to look up this much. So Kong can look up if he's swatting airplanes or looking up at something above him. Looking down, not so much. He's pretty much just looking forward, but you can hunch forward if you want to look down. Alright, we'll move over to the arms. 90 degrees, you can get just about 90, which is good. Full rotation and an upper bicep. They gave this guy like everything. And because those joints are so wide, he's got these long lanky arms, you can get beyond 90, like a 45-degree angle going on there. Hands pop out really easy. They're nice and solid, and you get the up and down wrists. Here, that pegged in nice and good, and the wrist can go 360 as well. You have the diaphragm joint here, which allows for side to side that much. Kind of 360-degree swivel. As I said, if you want to look down, you can arch forward that much. That's about straight up there. And you can go back about that much. So that's good. Now this down here, this is like a soft rubber over a hard body, which is good because this soft pliable rubber here allows you to get a lot of articulation out to the side. But mainly when you're coming forward, this soft rubber will actually move up so that Kong can get his foot not quite all the way out to a 90, but pretty good, you know, and it moves. It does rotate up here. It's hidden very well. It's not really a cut. It's the way the ball peg from the hip pegs into the upper thigh, so it does allow some swivel, and that's hidden pretty nicely. Pretty good. Double jointed knee there, and looks like, I know you get rotation, you can get movement up and down here, and it's a big old gorilla foot, but you get that side to side there. Not so much 360 just because it's so bulky, but you don't really need it, and you can get a little bit back and a little bit forward, kind of on the stiff side, but that's all right. But with all the articulation you get in this figure, you can get him in some pretty good poses. You can get him squatted down. I'm sure if you finagled it enough. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's fearsome. If you're getting it just right. The hands out, I'm sure they can counterbalance the weight. There we are. So that's pretty good. This figure is great for display purposes if you want to do just anything King Kong, maybe do a jungle, maybe do a city. Because of this, I kind of want to get more monsters. I kind of want to get Godzilla and do King Kong versus Godzilla. Let's put on the other hands real quick. Let's look at this. So the fur pattern goes onto the hands as well. Get the light back on so you can see it. So it's dark, and there's a dry brushing for the skin parts, like a lighter brown, you know, wrinkly knuckles. It's probably being drowned out by the light. But then that same brown is here on the back. It's dark with a brown dry brushed over it. So it's very nice. And then we have two open hands, which are very good. Nice leather kind of looking palms, you know, thick gorilla palms. You can even get him down. Not so much if you want to have it looking like he's walking on his knuckles, but you can kind of fake it. But like I said, nice thick joints here. I'm definitely not concerned with this breaking. That's nice and solid. Got the fingernails done. They painted into the fingernails. Painted the back of the hand. Don't focus on the Batmobile. Focus on the gorilla hand. The monkey paw. I wish I had $1 million. Brrr. No. That snaps in there. Yeah, this is such a good figure. If you're into the classic King Kong, you know, this is good for you. If you're into the monsters, this is good for you. This is a great piece by Neca. And like I said, I'm just into it because I would like having a 1/12 scale gorilla. Especially if I can get my hands on a Conan for a decent price. These two are definitely going to go at it. Might even get this guy a red cloak. But that's it. I mean, I don't really rate my figures, but oh my god, I would this one, they knock it out of the park. I'd give this thing like a, I don't know, man. I feel like he's got to get a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I don't really know if he could, you know, be any better for the price point. I guess for the price point, Neca knocked this one out of the park. They really did. You know, the joints feel nice and sturdy because we all know that breakage is an issue. I feel like these are nice, sturdy joints. Ratchet net thigh. You know, ratchet coming forward. Nice, thick, just joints. They look like they're going to hold. The articulation on this guy is just so good. Better than I could have dreamed. If you wanted to get one of these, I got 2 actually. Just because, like I said, it's such a great figure, and if you want to do something, you can mod it and get yourself a Gorilla Grodd figure. You can have just, you know, oh no, you can have King Kong going. I'm gonna get Godzilla. My daughter would love it. My daughter loves monster movies. The young one, and we'll do King Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Mothra. This is actually so good. It's making me fall in love with this line. I'm always going past like, it's a shame I don't collect Neca. You got all kinds of Godzilla. Now I'm gonna go grab some Godzilla figures. This has definitely made me a fan of the Neca monsters. So I'm gonna go get me at least one Godzilla figure and see how it goes, and see if I jump down a rabbit hole. So this is a classic, I think, King Kong. There was the Kong from the newest release, just called Kong, with Samuel L. Jackson. That Kong might be a little bit different. That Kong would probably be bigger and beefier, but hell, if they release it, I'll buy it. I would definitely buy it. With what Neca's done here, look at the length of these arms, man. The proportions are great. Short legs, long arms. I absolutely just love what they did here. It's so expressive. You know, and if it didn't have the scars, you would just think like, man, that's a really good looking gorilla figure. Like, just jumping gorillas in the mist. Look at that, man. That charging at you. They did an amazing job. I could play with this guy all day. I'm not even gonna lie. If I wasn't packing up my house to move, I really could play with this guy all day. But I'm like, I'm gonna stop and waste 20 minutes recording a video because Kong is freaking just awesome. Yeah, this King Kong figure, definitely worth it. This is the one to snatch up. If you were looking for a gorilla figure, and like me, you'd been online and you're like, I don't want to spend $80 on Luca. This poops all over Luca. We poop on the Luca. You just climb the tree, take a dump on him. I mean, as an ape, yes. A silverback gorilla, not so much, but as a giant ape, yeah, for sure. Like Neca, God, what were you thinking when you made this figure? Because you need to think it more. This was amazing. I haven't seen the Neca DC figures like versus Predator, but I've wanted them just because the Green Lantern, the Batman, the Superman, they all look amazing. And if like this is the quality stuff Neca's been putting out recently, then yeah, I'm really sad I'm missing out on those. So I might have to keep trying to hunt for them, because of course my Target and Walmart never have nothing. But that's it, man. I love this figure, man. I'm sorry, ladies and men's, people's collectors. I love this figure. If you're thinking about getting it, get it. If you want a gorilla of any sort in your collection, get it. If you want to do a custom, get it. Hell, this figure is like a few accessories away from being anything. This would be a great custom. I see people doing Ursa Minor, that bear guy, from Marvel Comics. Hell, you swap out the feet, maybe put some claws on it, give him a new head. That's what you got here. This figure is just so good in so many ways, practically in every way. Like, honestly, this is probably one figure anyone could justify having in their collection. Now I'm thinking like Dragon Ball Z. Hell, put a tail on him. He's an Ozaru. Get this figure. Go out, hunt, find this figure. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Don't pass this one up for any reason. If you can get it, get it. Hell. And if later on down the road you're like, man, I don't think I want it, I guarantee this is one of those figures you'll probably be able to sell. Alright? I mean, again, this is just the custom possibilities are endless. But I'm rambling on. I was trying to keep this short, and it's at like 17 minutes, so that's 11 minutes over what I wanted to do. Thanks for watching. Please, if you like the video, hit like. Please subscribe. Feel free to comment. I love seeing those comments. I try to respond to as many as I can. I'll see you in the next video. Later.